If you stop working for just 7 days, what do you think would happen to your business, your income? Well, for most entrepreneurs, the answer isn't pretty because they have built their entire revenue on offers that only make money when they're the ones at the keyboard, they're the ones on the calls, going live, or actually delivering it themselves. And this is why scaling often feels impossible no matter how hard you're actually working at it. And it's also why the idea of not working for 7 full days can feel both amazing and also terrifying because every break means starting back at zero. So today I'm going to be breaking down why this hustle offer model will keep even the most seasoned epic experts stuck and why it's really, really costing you behind the scenes and how to rebuild so that your income doesn't vanish the second you step away from your business. Let's get into it. When I first started my business, which was in the financial services industry, the Frugal Creditista, I sold literally everything that I can create, from a $27 DIY kit, a $99 workshop that needed a fresh launch every single time that I launched it, a $199 consultation, which would give my clients a quick win, and a $497 one-on-one strategy session that required hours of prep work. And the pattern was pretty much always the same. If I was not posting, emailing, or going live, then the sales would stop. And so it wasn't a revenue problem. It was really an infrastructure problem. Every single sale costs more time, more energy, more stress than what I initially realized. And that's the hidden truth about when you have those hustle only offers. They only look at those quick wins, but they're really a treadmill that you can't seem to step off of. And the longer that you stay on, the harder it is to build anything that really will last. So it took me years to figure out how to step off of that treadmill. And it's the exact same shift that I now help my clients make without the burnouts and the detours that I took, okay? And most entrepreneurs think that they really have an income problem or an offer problem when it's really an infrastructure problem. You don't need more clients or more marketing hacks, okay? You simply need a business model that keeps paying even when you're not on all the time. Hustle only offers will get you paid, okay? I was making a good 6-figure income at the time, but they'll also keep you trapped because every single sale comes with some kind of hidden tax. For example, you have to hit the time tax where you're always marketing, always launching, always creating something new just to keep money coming in. Then you have the energy tax because you're burning yourself out from context, switching and bouncing between delivery, sales and client work that all depends on you. Then there's a money tax because your revenue looks good for a moment, but it never fully compounds. It spikes, it drops, and then you're right back at the start every single month. And then there is the psychological tax because the constant mental weight of wondering, what do I have to sell next? What if nobody buys this time? And so you're never fully off, if that makes sense, because your brain is always spinning on the next business, the next offer. And I see it with clients that come to me all the time. I had one person come in, one woman come in, and she had about 5 different offers that were running at once, okay? She had a low-ticket workshop, a group challenge, some one-off one-on-one sessions, a half-built course, and she was busy every single day. I'll give her that, but her income was also stuck. So when we start to strip down into one scalable offer and then built a system around that, her calendar opened up, her stress dropped, and she started hitting consistent 5-figure months without adding more work and more hours. And that's really the real shift. It's not about creating more things. It's about building something that compounds. That is the ultimate goal. The reason why most entrepreneurs stay stuck is because their business is built on what I like to call a hustle stack, which is a pile of disconnected offers that only work when they're actively working in their business. So the shift happens when you stop stacking those random offers and instead you build one scalable core offer built upon your signature framework, and that becomes the anchor of your entire business, okay? And that's what I help women online CEOs to create, that, all right? So inside of my group training program, Serve, Sell, Scale, this looks like 3 core parts that we teach. You have the scalable core offer, which is usually a group or hybrid program, but it can also be your services or a membership. And it's built from what you are already doing, what you already know and deliver. And it becomes the anchor of your business, where everything else will connect the other offers. And then one of my clients, as an example, was able to take years of all of these scattered offers and workshops and create a 16 signature group training program. And that shift became a clear place where every lead and every piece of content will now direct towards. So after that, we do or create a simple sales system. And this sells without you being online every day. That's the ultimate goal. And I teach both live and evergreen sales methods because nobody wants to be in launch mode all the time forever. And so as an example, another one of my clients was able to shift from constantly posting all the time into an evergreen funnel. So this means for the first time, she was able to sell offline, and she realized that she didn't have to perform for revenue anymore. And that was a game changer. Finally, we do the back-end structure, AI-powered systems, automations, and delivery that runs whether you are at your desk or not. That's freedom, okay? So one of my clients was able to automate her onboarding. That's the contracts, payments, welcome emails that went out. It sounds simple, but her not having to touch a thing freed up hours of work per week, which gave her breathing room to focus on other things to grow her business. So when those three pieces work together, everything changes, okay? So instead of chasing a gazillion and one different offers, your marketing points to one. Your sales flow is repeatable and your delivery doesn't collapse the moment that you step away from your business, okay? I had a client that came into Serve Sales Scale who went from juggling a bunch of different disconnected offers to selling her one signature group training program. And within 90 days, not only did her revenue increase by over 42%, but for the first time in years, she wasn't chained to her business. She was finally able to have a business model that worked with her instead of feeling like it was working against her, if that makes sense. So scaling isn't about adding on more offers. It's about making one offer the anchor so that every single piece of your business flows from it, okay? And that's how you really shift for being the always on hustler to the architect of your business, CEOing so that your business works without you. And when you let go of those hustle only offers, you stop running a glorified job and you start running an actual business. And you get your time back, your energy back, your profit margins are on point. And more importantly, your clients still get your full transformation without you being glued to every single part of the delivery. So one of my clients came to me, she had about 20, 25 low ticket offers and she offered 2 private coaching packages. And on paper, she was selling. I mean, she would make about 9K one month, maybe 20, 25K the next. And then she would crash back down. So it was a yo-yo. What those numbers didn't reflect was the cost. She was constantly switching gears, creating new content, creating new slides, updating current offers, and finishing client prep work. And she said, I feel like I am working harder than I ever have before, but I'm still waking up every month feeling like I'm starting for zero. And that sucks because the real problem is that it wasn't her ability to sell. She was good at that. It was that every sale seemed to kind of reset the game. So when we came in and restructured her business, created that one scalable core offer, everything changed for her because she didn't have to throw away everything that she created. We pulled pieces of those offers into a signature program that became the anchor that I've been speaking of for her marketing, her sales, her content, her delivery, everything. So that within 3 to 4 months, she wasn't just making more money consistently. She was making it without exhaustion. And that's the goal. She went from scattered income to consistent 5-figure months. And for the first time, she said, Netiva, I don't feel like my business disappears when I disappear or when I want time off. And that feels good, okay? So if you're sitting there and you're realizing that your current business is a collection of hustle-only offers, I want to help you restructure it into something amazing that grows with you. And that's exactly what we do when we help you to strategize and create your profitable offer. So you can find the link below and how you can get started with me and the details and all that good stuff because I want to help you get that freedom. Also, if you're already clear in your offer, but you're stuck on how to build the system that sells it, you'll definitely want to watch my next video because in it, I'm going to be breaking down the back end flow that keeps my client offers selling every single week, every single time, without launching all the time, without the constant live streams and posting. So you don't want to miss that. I'll see you there.